you could say she came up to I, at which point she may have said, "How is I today?" And I may have replied, "I is fine." "How is you?" Which again would not make sense unless she were dressed as the letter U. And then she might have said, "You is fine as well. Thank you for asking, I." And then suddenly we had to leave together because a roadside stand needed us to help spell fruit. But I digress. She came up to a friend and me and said, "Hey, could you two guys help me take my trunk up to the dorm room?" So you knew right away she saw in me potential as a concierge. "Yes, ma'am, we'll see to that directly. Enjoy your stay." Now, after we got married, that changed. Right, guys? You get married, that changed. Yeah, that morphed into, "David! David! The laundry basket's full." "I'll see to that directly, darling. Enjoy your stay." Now, we had 3 children. The first is a musician in a rock band. Second is a dancer, dance instructor, and a former Kansas City Chiefs cheerleader. Go Chiefs. The third is a published author. So let's review. We have music, dance, literature. My background is in mathematics and computers. So one of 2 things has happened. Either all my genes are recessive, or the mailman was delivering more than letters. So she was an excellent, excellent kisser. She was a wonderful kisser, one of the best world-class kisser, a dangerously good kisser, to the point I think the Surgeon General should have gotten involved and posted a warning under her lips. "Warning, kissing these lips may lead to grandchildren." What? That's not what I signed up for. Anyway, all right, a little bit about me. I named my phone Elvis because it dies every time I'm on the toilet. My son said the other day he was proud of me because he'd heard I'd started to listen to rap music. And I said, no, you misunderstood. What I said was, last time I fell, I heard my hip hop. My hip hop. Yeah, I did not name my son David. I wished I'd named him Harley so he could introduce himself as Harley, David's son. Every morning, 2 cute little ducks come visit me on my patio, and I started giving them bread. My friend Don said, "Don't do that. If they eat too much bread, they'll get sick and die." I said, "I know. I hate ducks." Got a Apple Watch. The first day I had it, I worked to bed, and the next morning at 7 o'clock, it buzzed and said, "Get up." I said, "What? No." So apparently it monitors my heart rate and my breathing. So I nicknamed it Santa Claus because it knows when I'm sleeping. It knows when I'm awake. But if it ever figures out if I've been bad or good, I'm going to throw it in the lake. Oh, you better not come. I like coffee, but if I drink too much, I realize there are tiny spiders under my scalp weaving hair. This morning, I found a spider in my sock drawer, which was very upsetting because it belongs in the spider drawer. Saw a spider in my kitchen, but instead of killing it, I just started telling it about my fantasy football team, and it left quietly on its own. I like Facebook. Recently, a lady posted she was looking for a plumber to replace her water heater. I posted it would be better to replace her water heater with another water heater. Another lady posted she found some cinnamon buns to die for. I posted if she bought enough of them, they'd be to die from. A friend posted she bought a weighted blanket. I posted that at my age, every blanket is a weighted blanket. Oh, oh. See what I did there? I recovered.
Good.
Another friend posted, what makes you smile? I posted facial muscles. If I only had one word to describe myself, it would be not very good at following directions. My two favorite kinds of songs are love songs and songs that welcome me to the jungle. The other day, I ate an entire can of Pringles, which was very disappointing because there were only 3 of them and they were all tennis ball flavored. Shout out to my 4 favorite bags: punching, grab, barf, and Papa's got a brand new. Ain't no drag. When I was a teenager, I was in a gang. We called ourselves the Electrical Workers Union 412. Yeah. Our gang color was bright orange, which we wore on reflective vests. We wore hard hats backwards because we were rebels. Our gang symbol was the same symbol utility companies use to indicate where to install a street light. And let me tell you, our neighborhood was very well lit. Darrell has some ambient noise there. Darrell, ambient noise H. Let me see, I have a cousin who's an agnostic. An agnostic is someone who wakes up every morning wondering whether or not there's a God. I am more of an agnostic. I wake up every morning wondering whether or not to have an omelet. I have a cousin who's an ornithologist. His specialty is the hoot owl, but he's discovered some other rare owls. He's discovered the cute owl. Oop, can you block? Can you put Darrell on mute there? He's got some children, I believe.
Not Darrell.
Oh, it's it?
Yeah, Darrell's muted.
All right. Anyway, he's discovered some other rare owls. He's discovered the cute owl. Instead of going, whoo, whoo, it goes, aw, aw. He's also discovered the toot owl. Instead of going, whoo, it goes, and that is my only fart joke. Couple more. It's always a good idea to go above and beyond, unless you're trying to land an airplane. Last one, if you ask for change at the dollar store, they just give you a different dollar. Thanks so much for having me on the program. This has been a hoot.
Ladies and gentlemen, David G. Scott. Next up, you've seen him on Hypothetical Comedy, new here to Veterans for Military. Put your hands together for Brian Barbecue.
Oh, wow. Just throw me right in. What is up, everybody? That is right. I did the worst set of my life last night at Hypothetical Comedy. I started the Pumpkin Spice podcast. You ever see a comedian wearing a shirt? That's what I love about Zoom comedy. A comedian was wearing a shirt that I own, so I went and put it on, and then I was like, this is a podcast now, and that's the only clean joke I have. Perfect. This is rad. I appreciate you looking at my cheeseburger background. I think I'm echoing, but who cares? I'm at work right now, which is even better for this because I'm probably getting paid, so that's rad. I work at a museum, which a lot of people don't expect. It's pretty cool. I get to talk to little kids about dinosaurs all day. I mean, it's a
Yes.
tobacco museum, but whatever, you know, like I'm trying really hard. Um, yeah, everyone asks me, is it like that movie Night at the Museum? And I'm like, yeah, I fall asleep there too. It's pretty rad. So that's cool. Oh, okay. Someone's echoing. I'm on a computer right now, but whatever. I don't know if that was it. Is it my audio that's bad? I could do a 10-minute sound check.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, you nodded like it was, I was like, is it bad? And you're like, it's absolute dog shit. Please fix it.
Oh.
That's okay. My internet is terrible. I also work in a park. The museum's in a park. What was I talking about? Doesn't matter. Anyways, let's play a game. Everyone is a comedian on this. I don't normally like to pick on comedians, but this isn't a picking situation. This is fun. So I'm going to use Liz because she's hosting. Liz, let's play a game together. Yeah? You've met me at Hypothetical Comedy. Clearly, I'm a flawless comedian. All right. God comes down from heaven. God also exists in this joke. He's like, Liz, I want to play a game. I want you to pick an animal. And when you pick that animal, it's going to poof, become instantly extinct. So gun to your head. What animal would you make it besides Chris's dog? I'm kidding.
A kiwi.
A what?
A kiwi.
A fruit?
No, the little green bird.
Oh, David's nodding like this is common knowledge. Like, do I even? I barely know all the fruits. I'm like, you might as well have said apples, and I would have been like, whoa, that's bananas. Oh man, I'm kicking myself up right now. Okay, why?
Because most people don't know it exists.
So you're like, let's just get him out of here. Let's make him the dodo bird part 2. I love that. I love that you're at least committed to it. And you're like, listen, you're not really getting Instagram followers. So what's the fucking point? You're a shitty bird. So not even the weirdest answer I've ever gotten in my entire life. Weirdest time, I asked an audience member, this is like the first time I ever asked someone that. And this guy, quicker than you, said kiwis. He went, pandas. I was like, whoa, you're going to pick the cutest answer? And also like, what? You're going to kill like all 10 of them right now? I'm pretty sure God's already doing that. So just let him happen. You know what I'm saying? But at least I learned something about birds. That's not something I normally hear about. You know, it's funny. It reminds me of a story. I don't know if we're supposed to be hella clean, but it reminds me of like, not the worst story ever, but it just like, you know, sometimes comedy doesn't go right. I know I'm making it look so easy right now, but sometimes it doesn't go right. And I was doing a show in Clarksburg, West Virginia. I don't know where it is either, but I was bombing on stage, kind of like right now. I was bombing, and I started going around to each individual crowd member, asking them what their favorite Thanksgiving side dish was to kill time. What's some of your guys' favorites?
Green bean casserole.
Green bean, yuck. It's just like kiwi casserole at this point. David's onto it. He knows more about things than I do with culinary things too. Yeah. This is preposterous. Well, I don't know. Stuffing? Nobody's.
Yeah,
Thank you. I needed some feedback, but that's at least what I said to this crowd in West Virginia. I go, stuffing is my favorite Thanksgiving side dish, because it's the only food you cook inside something's vagina. That's what I said. It's a flawless joke. 10 out of 10 joke, in my opinion. I stuck the landing and everything. Woman up front, super pissed at me. She was like, actually, that's the asshole of the turkey. It's like, whoa, my bad, right? So now I have to stop my set, look this lady dead in the eyes and be like, actually, it's called a cloaca. Birds only got this weird one hole that does everything. What, you think I never Googled bird vagina before, Clarksburg, West Virginia? You think this is amateur hour right now? That's what I like. One person laughing separately at one at a time. That's how you know it's a good joke. Yeah. It just reminded me of that, you know, you don't like intend to have a lot of bird jokes, but here you go. I'm just the bird comedian now. A lot of people talk about pot. I'm like, nope, birds exclusively. Because like I don't have any stories. Like I've been sitting inside for 18 months like everybody else. You too? No way, as we sit inside continuously. You know what I mean? Like I have like one story. I live in Ellington, Connecticut. Believe me, I don't know where that is either. I don't know how maps work, but I live nowhere, like near nothing. My wife, this was just like the other day. She goes to me, it's like 3 a.m. She goes, hey, I'm out of tampons. And I was like, whoa, are we out of tampons? Because I say feminist shit like that. But it's 3 a.m. We live in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what to do. There's a gas station down the street that might be open and might have something, or I have to go towns and towns and towns over to find a 24-hour CVS to get her what she needs. So it's 3 a.m. I went to the gas station because I love her. I went to the gas station. I found a box that says tampons. Mission successful. Here we go. I put it on the counter. The cashier walks up and she sees it and she looks at it and she goes, ugh, cardboard applicators. I hate those. And I noticed only the women are smiling or even laughing right now. So fellas, pay attention because I didn't know what was happening either. I was like, what? And she was like, yeah. I mean, it was a gas station at 3 a.m. Obviously, she was screaming the entire time. She was like, yeah, there's cardboard applicators and then there's plastic applicators. And I'm like, wow. Because like I'm learning so much right now. Because first of all, I didn't know it was like a Flintstones push pop. So that's crazy to me. That's all kind of just coming together right now. But then I'm like, okay, do you have plastic applicators then? And then she just looks and goes, no. Then why would you say something? Now I just feel horrible. You know? Because that's it. That's all I got is that one story and like Facebook memories. You know, I got nothing going on. I've just been watching TV for 18 months. All I got, Darrell knows what I'm talking about. He's grabbing a bag of chips right now for this because I've been watching. Oh, well, my bad. I didn't guess the exact thing you were ingesting. The psychic show is after the military show, but maybe this will help. Like, I don't know. This is you guys are all different age demographics right now. It feels like I've been watching just like a lot of old school Nickelodeon. I don't know how this is going to hit. Specifically this one show, actually, Legends of the Hidden Temple. Do you guys even know what that is? Darrell knows, and that's it. Perfect. I'm going to explain it to all of them, and Darrell, I'm going to need you on this bit because I need you to just tell me if this is a good explanation of the show because I want everyone to get it because it's more of a concept than like needing to see the show. It was a show on Nickelodeon in the early 90s. They take like a random boy and girl ages like 11. They'd put them on teams and they'd give them goofy names like the Purple Parrots, Blue Barracudas, and they'd make them do like light physical challenges against each other, like cross this river, but it's a pool, climb this mountain, but it's a stage. And they'd win like JanSport backpacks. Does that make sense if you've never seen the show? Okay, and Darrell, that's a good explanation, right? Hell yeah. But it had this one key element to television shows. It was a very 90s thing they did, and I want them to bring it back because it's so funny. And that is interview children immediately after they lose something. Have you ever seen something so delightful, right? Oh, a lot of parents apparently, but no, like you see a star athlete lose a game on TV and he loses gracefully. That is a skill set you learn, how to lose humbly. Children do not know how to do that. They just stick a fucking microphone in their face and they're like, Billy, what happened out there? And then Billy's like, she didn't do it. I'm just high on my couch. Like, I love this show. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for letting me do comedy on this. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here.
Yay. Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for Brian Barbecue. Coming to the stage. He's an Air Force veteran, runs a local broadcast here in Phoenix, Arizona. Put your hands together for Darrell Hearns.
Hi, everybody. Hello. I appreciate getting blamed for audio when my phone was muted. That was really good. Thank you for that. I don't want to make it racial, but I'm going to. I'm gonna blame the phone race. It's taking over all over the place. We need to fix that. But enough about that. Let's talk about something serious. You know, I saw a flag on the way in when I was getting ready for this. It had a black background with a blue line going. I think it's called a thin blue line flag. And I think it's for the cops. And if it's for the cops, I think it's wrong, like really wrong. Because when's the last time you seen a thin cop? Really, cops look like blueberries. Like that's why they shoot people. Think you can get a fat cop to chase somebody? No. I know a lot of feelings are getting hurt right now. I like it. It's good. I'm enjoying that. Like, more tears. But still, I mean, I'm just gonna say it again. Cops are fat. That's the point. That's the punchline. But no, it's really cool, man. You know, when you got out the military, you go through a lot of stuff. You know, especially I had a high intensity job. So getting out, I didn't know what to do with myself. It got so bad that I tried to commit suicide. Like, but every time I put the gun to my head, a fat cop would come out of nowhere and say, "Put the gun down. Put the gun down, buddy." Now, you know, I really think, like, I thought I was black. So I find it weird that a cop's trying to save my life. Just really did. But he ended up coming over to me and said, "That's our job, buddy."
Oh,
Then he kissed me on the forehead. Left me a box of donuts. I'm like, sir, why do you leave me the box of donuts? He's like, if I don't get you, the diabetes will. I'd rather a sweet death, really. Like, I'd rather a sweet death than a one lead, bite by lead. I'm just saying, that's really what I want in my life. But other than that, man, speaking of heroes, we all have heroes. You know, cops seen us heroes. I got to agree. You know, my dad was in law enforcement, so, you know, I got to agree with that. But what I'm saying is I got to meet my hero. You know, I'm in the military, you travel around the world a lot. You do a lot of great things. So I got to meet my hero, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Woo.
In Times Square, New York. I had to get a picture with him. This is my hero. Like, I stood next to him, I had a teardrop coming down. I'm a grown man crying over Sonic the Hedgehog. Took the picture. I ended up walking away, right? And Sonic the Hedgehog says, "Take picture, give tip. Take picture, give tip." Now I'm like, he's in a bunch of video games. What's he need my money for? So I ended up walking away. And Sonic starts chasing me. And I'm getting ahead of the fastest thing alive. I guess that New York air is making him slow. I don't know what happened. But, you know, I'm still happy. I duck off in the corner and look at the picture of Sonic the Hedgehog still. Just happy. Just still the teardrop. Another one just came down. Then a blue fish just comes out of nowhere and socks me in the mouth. Sonic stole my wallet, guys. All right? Then I was broke in New York. The only thing to remember is that picture of Sonic the Hedgehog. And his catchphrase, "Take picture, give tip." That's his big one. I remember I heard that in a video game. But I'm going to tell y'all the main event. This is what y'all wanted to hear. This is what y'all wanted to hear. And this is what Liz loves. She brought it up yesterday on my radio show. Check it out. It's on Crazy Positive Vibes. She's like, "You should play Pony." You know, he got shot, right? It's amazing. Well, let me tell you guys. All right. I was in the military for 8 years. That is 8 long years of my life. And I went to every war zone, all right? I was in Iraq, went to Afghanistan. I done fought the Taliban in the mountaintops. And I ended up getting shot. Singing karaoke. In North Carolina. You know what song I was singing? Pony by Genuine. Real stuff. I got into it, man. It was a country bar too. I was like, "Yeah, you're horny. Let's do it. Ride it. My pony." Then I heard a pop in the back. I'm like, "Man, they popping bottles for me. They must think I'm genuine." So I got to my car, right? Saw some blood going down my leg. Now, I think me and Brian got this in common, because I really thought there was a period piece going down my leg. Like, ma'am, you left your egg on my leg. There's a big red spot. Big red spot on my leg. That's the point. That joke. That's the setup. I tried that as a punchline. I don't figured it out. All right, we're figuring this out slowly. So, you know, being a Black dude, going to the hospital's out of the question, especially with a bullet in your leg. You know, the cop's gonna think you're in a gang, like automatically. Like you're saying, what? Is that the new drug buddy? Karaoke? You got me, man. But had to get it out myself. So I had needle nose pliers in the car. Had them in my car, right? Had to dig the bullet out, put it in my leg. And getting the bullet out your own leg isn't like how they show on TV. Like Rambo, he just pulls it out, throws it back at his enemies. No. Getting the bullet out your own leg is like trying to hold on to a greased up pig with ADHD. On a bacon farm. That owes child support. Saying that pig's in a lot of trouble. It's got to get away somehow. So, you know, I had to put out the window of my car, right? So it looked like I was getting, is this a clean show? Is this clean?
Pretty much.
Keep it fairly clean.
All right. It looked like I was getting a stretching from yoga class. Okay, that's all good. My foot was out the window. I'm 6'3", and I was driving a Mazda 3, so it was a tiny car. So my leg was up there. All right, it was out that window. Oh man! So I ended up digging in there, and it was like ah. Popped it out, right? And it looked like a penny, and I put that penny towards some singing lessons. I swear that's the reason why I got shot. I just swear. Till years later, you know, the greatest, you know, I told you it was a little slow back. So I didn't have the greatest deductive reasoning because I found out it was my ex-fiance that shot me. Right in the leg. She said I ruined our wedding song. It was a mixture of like Vandross and Pony. That was our wedding song. But in the end, there's a reason why she's my ex-fiance. If she's gonna shoot my leg, she would shoot me in the heart. Thank you guys. I'm Darrell. Yeah, have a great day. If you're in the Phoenix area, come by Daily Drip Coffee 2 to 4. I'll be out there with my book, Johnny's a Crazy Veteran. Come by, check it out. Thank you guys. And I saw a nice interview you did earlier, Linda. So it was really cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay blessed, y'all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Darrell Hearns. Okay, now we're to the point of a little bit of banter here. We got veterans banter going on today. Okay, you know what? I know this is going to seem a little bit dark, but I want to talk about one of our fellow comics and one of our allies, Nazar Mohammed. Now, by now, a lot of you know he was executed by the Taliban. But what I want to talk about here today is look at how this guy went to his death. Taliban grabbed him. They've got him sitting between two of them as they're escorting him off. He's telling them jokes at their expense to the tune where one of them smacks him. He keeps telling them jokes. He's laughing in the face of his adversary up until the point that they execute him. You know what? My hat's off to this gentleman. He died doing what he loved, what he did best. And he's got to be one of the few people who actually realize that the best thing you can do in the face of terror, uncertainty, and all the rest is have a good hard belly laugh at your enemy's expense. Okay, what's on everybody's mind today? What are we talking about today? Oh God, I feel like I'm back teaching our OTC again. Don't make me call on you.
Oh no. I like when you were on the show, was that Thursday? You talking about like being social and asking questions and stuff. That's pretty interesting. I've been working on that myself recently a lot, so it's been cool.
So here's the
Like
thing.
when
Let's
you're
talk
doing
veteran
crowd
outreach for a
work?
moment.
Mhm.
Let's talk veteran outreach for just a moment. We've got youngsters, especially some of our younger veterans and even some of our older veterans. They've got thousands of social media fans, but nobody to talk to. So here's the question. When's the last time somebody picked up the phone and called? Even if you're leaving a message, just to let somebody know that, hey, I'm thinking about you. Here's an actual voice to hear.
Very true.
So Darrell, who are you calling today? I know you've got your book signing today, but who are you calling?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Should I call you, Liz?
Sure, you can call me.
All right, I'll call. That's good.
Because you know I want to know how this book signing's gonna go.
All right. I hope it goes well. Thank you for that.
So Chris, you're down in San Angelo.
Actually, not today. I'm actually at the moment in Blytheville, Arkansas.
Woo!
Oh.
What's your show tonight?
It will not be me. My daughter, I'm sorry, not my daughter, my sister is getting married. And
okay.
so my part in this show is to walk my mom down the aisle.
Whoa,
Cool.
it's a big deal.
And then
Now,
go to a
Garrett-
reception and try not to talk comedy at all.
Garrett,
It's kind of
you're down
impossible.
here tonight in Phoenix?
I'm in Gilbert tonight at JP's Comedy Club,
Awesome.
7 o'clock show.
Sweet. And are tickets still available? Do you go online or is it?
No, they're sold out for 7 and 9 o'clock show, which is amazing.
Wow.
They sell out every night. I don't know if you know the background of JP's club, but he was a retired Gilbert cop. And when he retired, he, his wife, his daughter, and son run the club. And I said, how'd you go from being a cop to going into comedy? He says, I wanted stage time. He does about 10 minutes every night. So, and he's funny. It's a great club. If you haven't been there, I'd certainly recommend going down there. He does classes and stuff Monday through Wednesday. Then he has live shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Awesome.
Who's the headliner there tonight?
You caught me
Rob
off guard. I'll
Rodriguez.
have to- I
Rob
don't know- I don't remember
Rodriguez.
who it is.
Rob Rodriguez is going to be the headliner tonight.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing with all the comedy clubs opening back up. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, as we're matrixing everybody, being military, we know how to network. So if you're going someplace, you need some stage time, reach out, give a shout. We'll find a way to get you lined up. If you're a veteran who hasn't thought about doing comedy before, one of the things we're talking about is for the military. How often do we end up putting on our resting war face? You get out of the military, you retire, you separate, and you still got your resting war face.
Very
How
true.
do you find that sense of humor again? How do you relocate that sense of humor?
Great question. That's great. Wow. I've always been kind of goofy, so that's kind of my secret. So
I never lost it after I got out after 8 years.
What?
I never lost my sense of humor after I got out after 8 years. I've kept it all along through, and that was a long time ago because I got out in 1980 after
wow.
8 years.
Thanks. So you got to do the
Awesome.
Cold Warrior routine.
Yeah. So you know what? It's doing comedy is wonderful because it keeps your brain active. It keeps you being able to write and think and rehearse is just. I'm in the middle of rehearsing now for a show on Friday, September 10th at a private cigar club. I'm doing a 60-minute set. That's a lot of writing.
Woo!
This is my second one there, and that's a lot of work, and it's so much fun. It keeps my brain active.
Heck yeah.
A lot of work.
And we take
Well.
the stuff that bothers us and we find a way to make it funny. And that's really good exercise for us to stay positive, let alone helping other people to see how mashugana we are
That's right.
and laugh at us. So that's the power.
Oh yes.
Well, here's the thing. I had a problem recently because I found out I have trouble communicating with our civilians. You know, the worst thing about it, I spent 30 years on active duty. They spent 30 hours on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I was at work the other day. One of the guys told everybody, it's like, okay, you need to be prepared. We're going to talk BBC tomorrow. I should have told everybody that's a news network. Worst thing about it, try being a supervisor among civilians, especially with the current attitudes towards work. I had one young lady who walked in the other day. She looks at me, she says, "Oh, I had a bad day." I said, "What happened?" She says, "I got mugged." I said, "Are you okay?" She says, "Oh, don't worry, no crime. I stopped at Starbucks."
Oh, geez. That's
What
funny.
the hell?
Wait, she says, "No, it's pronounced latte, but this is a cappuccino." I told her, I said, "I've got issues with tardiness." "Well, you know, they have counselors for that." I fired her faster than the grill at Benihana's.
Nice.
I had one young lady, I went to church, the lady says, "Oh, you know, the frustration, just give it to God, give it to God. You know, God can take care of everything." I looked at her, I was like, unless God is changing his name to Goodwill, he doesn't need my secondhand crap. So yes, at the end of the day, I do judge books by their covers. Because trust me, especially among our veterans, the more tattered and scuffed up, the more interesting the story.
Very true.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a special headliner for you here tonight. He's going to be at JP's Comedy Club at 7 o'clock tonight in Gilbert, Arizona. Put your hands together for Gary Held.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Gary Held. I'm known as the sit-down comic. I'm an 8-year veteran of the United States Air Force, 4 years as a medic and 4 years as a recruiter. You're probably wondering why I'm the sit-down comic. It's because I'm lazy and I'm old and I'm tired. But really, it's because I've had MS, multiple sclerosis, for 40 years. But MS to me is my shit. MS messes with my eyes. MS messes with my legs. And MS really messes with my brain. So I said, perfect, I'll go into comedy. And I did. I did on a dare back in 2016. I did my first open mic at the House of Comedy in Phoenix, Arizona on a Tuesday night. And over the course of the next 3 days, I got to meet the owner, Rick Bronson, who has clubs all over the United States and Canada. And Rick came up to me and said, "Gary, it takes big balls to get into comedy at 64 years old." And my first thought was, how does Rick know I have big balls? Now I do. But was it just a guess on his part? Did something happen during the course of that 3 days that I don't have recollection of? But you know what? Rick's right. It does take big balls to get into comedy. It got me thinking about ladies. Do ladies have to have big tits to get into comedy? Do ladies have to have a big giant pussy to get into comedy? I don't know. I just know this. I know that I'm a gimp. And when they call my name and I get up on stage and I deliver my jokes to you, by the time I'm done with all that, the club is probably going to impose a second 2-drink minimum on you poor suckers. You know, I've been doing comedy for 5 years in Arizona, and I can only remember only one club that's ADA accessible. So I came to the conclusion that here in Arizona, there's not a lot of comics that are gimps, and there's certainly not a lot of comics that are gimps with big balls. So the owners just said, fuck it, I'm not going to build an ADA ramp. Here's why we do comedy, and all of you here can appreciate it. We do it for the money. Oh, I can't even keep a straight face when I say that. Where else do you spend all your time writing jokes, then spend all your time rehearsing those jokes, and then getting up on stage for 5 to 45 minutes delivering those jokes to make people laugh? Where do you get that kind of money? I'll tell you. The Dominican Republic, Bangladesh, maybe even Botswana. That's where you get that kind of money. Hey folks, we don't do this for the money. We do this to make people laugh. It's our goal to make you laugh so hard that you're going to piss your pants, because I think that's funny. I want to make you laugh so hard that when I deliver my punchline, you're going to spit your drink out in your mother-in-law's face, because I think that's funny. I want to make you laugh so hard that you're going to snort and maybe even fart Shit, I hope the whole goddamn place is pissing and spitting and snorting and farting. Then and only then have we earned our money and the big bucks to be a comic. You know, I've lived in Arizona for 37 years now, and it's hot in Arizona. We all know that. But this year seems to be exceedingly hot. You know, it's so hot in Arizona that I carry my condoms in a cooler. It is so hot in Arizona that hookers are renting out my bedroom just for the air conditioning.
Yeah.
It is so hot in Arizona that last night I cooked my steak to medium rare before I put it on the grill. You know, I work a lot of 55 plus communities, maybe because I'm 55 plus. But the people that put these communities together are geniuses because they developed a system to bring like-minded people together. And those people get to talk about things that are interesting specifically to them. Interesting topics to them like bingo, blood pressure, high cholesterol, mammograms, prostate exams, just to name a few. But let's not forget the weather, whether or not they got any shot at getting lucky tonight. Do you know that here in Arizona, STDs run rampant in these 55 plus communities? These old folks spend all their time mattress dancing. They're banging more than Keith Moon of The Who.
Nice.
You know, people think that they're funny people, but they're really conscious about their planet. You go to this place, there's electric vehicles everywhere. Electric wheelchair there, electric motorized scooter there, electric golf cart over there. They care about their planet, and people think they're stupid. They're not stupid. They have happy hour every single night at 5 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock, they're usually in bed. But you know what, folks? The blue pill industry is thriving because of these people. And if one of these guys in these communities happens to have a hard on for more than 4 hours, I'm telling you what, that Woody's going to be acting as a tent pole, holding up the sheets and blankets because they're going to be long asleep before that thing goes soft.
Well,
did I mention how hot it is in Arizona? You know, it's so hot in Arizona that the windshield shade in my car melted. It is so hot in Arizona that the sweat on my balls evaporates before I can chafe.
Wow.
It is so hot in Arizona that I was giving my girlfriend a blowjob. My girlfriend was giving me a blowjob the other day. She told me, she said I tasted salty. She said I tasted salty, so I asked her if she wanted a lime. It's hot. You ever watched a hummingbird up close? I have a feeder right outside my window here, up looking at the Red Rocks of Sedona, and that's where I write my jokes. You know, a hummingbird, that's an incredible little fucking bird. That little bird is the smallest migrating bird. It can fly 25 miles an hour, and it can migrate nonstop up to 500 miles. That's got to be one tired little fucker when it gets to its destination in Mexico. And it ain't looking for any water when it gets there. It's looking for a friggin' margarita. And that little bird weighs about the weight of a nickel. So it ain't going to take much of that margarita to get it all messed up. I bet that's going to mess with its ability to fly upside down and sideways and backwards. Hover now, you little motherfucker. All right. Any of you ever played cribbage? Anybody from the Midwest? Cribbage is an interesting game. Cribbage is a game that it's kind of a card game, and it's kind of a peg game both. If you're from the Midwest, you'll know this. Cribbage is big in the Midwest because in the winter, you're either playing cribbage or you're shooting swimmers. That's making babies for those that you didn't get that. The game it's really weird. It's kind of a combination card game. It has 4 streets. You can get skunked. You can turn over knobs, and you can end up in a stink hole.
What?
You know, it's a hard game to learn, so I thought I'd teach my girlfriend how to play and make it a little sexual because she's kind of open-minded. So the game starts by cutting a card. If the card is a jack, it's knobs and worth 2 points. I'll let you dirty minds out there figure out the importance of knobs. If your opponent gets out before you do, on 4th Street, you get skunked. If it's before 3rd Street, it's a double skunk. And if you're in the last hole on 4th Street, you're in a stink hole. Who comes up with this shit? So I'm a research kind of guy. I decided to research how the game of cribbage got started. The inventor was in early 1600s. He was an English poet, and his name, Sir John Suckling. Yep, Suckling. And a courtier, no less. For those of you non-Englishmen, a courtier is a person who flatters and kisses up to the king or queen. They also tend to the needs of the king or queen. 10 of the needs, huh? Who wants to play some cribbage? Hey, anybody here ever have an Otter Pop? You ever had an Otter Pop?
Yes, yes.
You know those Otter Pops, those little popsicles that you push up and you suck the ice and you get all the flavor, and then when you're done, you suck the. Well, guess what, folks? They now have Otter Pops for adults.
Wow.
They make alcohol-infused Otter Pops. I don't know who came up with this, but it's freaking genius. It's freaking genius. Otter Pops for adults. So here in Arizona, when it's nice and hot, I sit back and I suck on my raspberry lemonade infused Otter Pops, 5% alcohol by volume. And when I'm on my way home that night, the cop stops me and says, "Have you been drinking?" "No, officer. What makes you drink?" "I've been thinking too much. I've only had 15 Otter Pops today." Alcohol infused Otter Pops. It's genius.
Nice.
You know, I don't know how long, how much more time I got, but I quickly want to tell you that I was married for 34 years. For 34 years, my wife nagged me about riding Harley Davidson and smoking cigars. Been divorced now for 8 years of my life. And she's going out with a guy named Randy. And Randy smokes cigars and rides Harley Davidson. Well, I'm no dummy, folks, but I came to the quick conclusion it wasn't the riding Harley Davidson she didn't like. And it wasn't my smoking cigars she didn't like either. It was my secretary that I was banging. I told that joke one night and I looked out in the crowd. My secretary was sitting at a table with her mom. I had some explaining to do. You know, drive a minute left, Liz.
1 minute, 1 minute.
One last joke about my wife. She drove me crazy because every morning she'd get up and she'd put her red lipstick on before she'd have her coffee. So every day she'd leave for work and she'd leave that bright red lipstick on the cup and set it on the table. For 34 years, every day after she went to work, I'd have to wash that red lipstick off of that coffee cup. Do you think once in 34 years I ever washed red lipstick off of my Johnson? It didn't happen. I'm Gary Held, the Sit Down Comic. Thanks for having me today.
Nice.
See you all tonight.
Yeah.
He's going for your headliner, Gary Johnson. Gary Held. Now I'm thinking Johnson's and Held at the same time. Wait a minute, what are we talking about? Holding Johnson's here? Wait
Johnson.
a minute, that's a
Gary
different
Johnson.
show. That's a different show. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stage. Your host, Linda Marcus Smith.
Woo! Yeah.
Hey, everybody, this was so fun. Oh my gosh. And we got people here, and we even got Chris Crawford coming just to support and be around. Funny. Thank you, Chris, for that. And I just want to thank all of you for your funny sets. Oh my gosh, Liz, thank you for amazing co-hosting and basically running the middle of the show so I can enjoy. Thank you so much. Isn't she great, you guys?
Yeah.
Give it up for Liz.
Woo!
And before we go, I just want to say one more little shout out to our only paid sponsor, ahabroadway.org. Thank you, Liz. They're giving us money so that the first 3 comedians who come in and perform, get $10. So today, the minute we get out, I'm going to pay Darrell $10, Brian $10, and David $10. So congratulations for getting your money from ahabroadway.org. They do very affordable comedy training for veterans and seniors. So just want to put that out there for them. You guys, every Friday at 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, and a couple things in the middle of the states. And also Saturday, 11 o'clock. Very few people come on Friday, so I don't know, maybe it's a bad time. Maybe I should just abort that one and try a different time. I don't know. I'm playing with Friday right now, you guys. Thank God it's Friday. I don't know where I'm going with that, but never mind. So the thing is, you guys are awesome. You're always coming and supporting and doing your jokes, and you're funnier than the Dickens. Gary, you were fantastic.
Thank you.
Funny stuff. David, I love your stuff. I don't care how many times I hear it. I love it. I love it. I'm so glad to know somebody that goes out to the 55 plus places like the both of you do. Thank you for that. So Darrell, I never heard your comedy before. Maybe one time I was on a show or mic with you. Funny as all get out. And Chris, you're sorry, what, Darrell?
I said thank you.
Very funny. Very funny indeed. Thanks for coming. Come back. It's like AA. Come back, it works. Keep coming back, it works. You won't get better, but I'll sure appreciate it if you come. I'm not promising you'll get better. Thanks, you guys. Love you, Chris.
Liz and Darrell, I'd like to invite you guys to come to my show on September 10th at Fat Buddha Cigar Club up in North Scottsdale. It's at 7 o'clock on a Friday night. I'm doing an hour-long set. I'd love to meet both of you if you can make it.
Awesome. All right.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you. I don't know if you follow me on Facebook, but Gary Held Comedy, I post videos and stuff about all my upcoming stuff.
There you
Cool.
go. Wow.
Thanks, Linda. Thanks, Liz.
Betcha. Thanks.
Thank you so much
everybody.
for coming out tonight, guys.
There, you guys are funny.
job.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Make some hot dogs.